Midnight is a mysterious hour because it sits between two worlds. It is neither the end nor the beginning, yet it carries the energy of both. It is the moment where one day exhales its final breath and another day prepares to inhale its first. And when God chooses midnight as the appointed time for something to happen, it is not because the hour itself has magic. It is because the hour reflects back to you your own readiness, your own discipline, your own truth. Midnight is a mirror, and it shows a person not what they want to see, but who they truly are beneath all masks, distractions, and excuses. Think for a moment, why do most people fear silence? Why do they fear loneliness? Why do they fear the night? Because in the daylight, the world gives them endless ways to escape themselves. Noise, people, conversations, tasks, entertainment, distractions. But when the night falls and the world grows quiet, they no longer have anything to hide behind. They can no longer run from the thoughts they buried deep. The night strips away illusion. And midnight, especially, is the hour where everything becomes still enough for your mind to finally speak with honesty. God chose midnight not to scare you, but to show you. Midnight holds a mirror so clean, so merciless, so truthful that every part of your being stands exposed: your intentions, your fears, your habits, your discipline, your wounds, your desires, your faith. Midnight does not lie, and it does not flatter. The darkness of the hour forces you to see the light inside, or the lack of it. What you see in this internal mirror determines everything about the direction of your life. Most people do not want to see their reflection. The world has conditioned them to keep running, to keep avoiding. They drown themselves in noise because silence reveals their weaknesses. They drown themselves in comfort because stillness reveals their lack of discipline. They drown themselves in business because solitude reveals their confusion. But midnight gives you no escape. Midnight opens the door to your inner world and forces you to walk through it. You must understand something very deeply. Transformation does not occur when things are easy. It occurs when you face the parts of yourself that you have refused to confront for years. And this is why midnight is such a powerful metaphor. In the darkness of night, you cannot see the external world clearly. And because your outside vision is limited, your inner vision sharpens. Midnight trains the mind to look inward instead of outward. Midnight reveals what daylight hides. When God says, midnight tomorrow, He is not warning you about the external world. He is summoning your inner world to rise. Midnight tomorrow is not simply an event, it is an invitation. An invitation to stand before the mirror that darkness holds up and to ask yourself the questions you avoid during your busy hours. Who am I becoming? What have I been ignoring? What habits are shaping me? What fears still control me? What dreams am I delaying? What excuses am I nurturing? What pain am I pretending does not exist? You see, the mirror does not judge you. The mirror simply reflects you. Midnight is not your enemy, it is your teacher. It does not punish you, it reveals you. And revelation is necessary for elevation. A person who refuses to see their internal truth can never rise, can never evolve, can never step into their strongest self. The ones who grow are the ones who dare to face the mirror when it is uncomfortable. At midnight, your thoughts speak louder, your conscience becomes sharp, your intuition becomes active. You may feel agitation, clarity, fear, insight, or awakening. These feelings are not random, they are signals. Midnight exposes the gap between who you are today and who you must become. For some, that gap wakes them up. For others, it scares them into denial. But growth chooses only those who choose truth. Imagine standing in complete darkness. You cannot see your surroundings. You cannot depend on your eyes. You must rely on something deeper. Your sense, your awareness, your inner light. This is what God wants from you. Midnight tomorrow is not about preparing your environment. It is about preparing your awareness. The mirror of midnight does not show your achievements. It shows your alignment. It does not show your possessions. It shows your purpose. It does not show your reputation. It shows your intentions. And those intentions determine how destiny unfolds for you. If you approach midnight with fear, midnight will show you your fear. If you approach it with discipline, it will show you your strength. If you approach it with confusion, it will expose your chaos. But if you approach it with readiness, midnight becomes a doorway instead of a barrier. It becomes a new beginning instead of an ending. There is an ancient teaching: when the night is darkest, the light within you must be brightest. Midnight tests this. Anyone can appear confident during the day, when everything is visible, when the world is moving. But who are you when no one is watching? Who are you when your demons whisper louder than your dreams? Who are you when the world sleeps and only your conscience is awake? That is your real identity. At midnight, your discipline is on display. Your habits are on display. Your mental strength is on display. Not to others, but to yourself. Midnight shows you whether you can sit in silence without being consumed by your own thoughts. Midnight shows you whether you can remain calm without external comfort. Midnight shows you whether you can stay focused without external motivation. Midnight is the ultimate audit of your inner world. People misunderstand change. They think transformation begins with action. But the truth is, transformation begins with awareness. You cannot change what you refuse to see. And this is why midnight tomorrow holds so much power. It forces you to see. It puts the mirror in your hands and asks, will you look or will you turn away? If you look, you grow. If you turn away, you repeat the same cycles that have trapped you for years. And you must remember, the mirror is not there to shame you. It is there to awaken you. Midnight does not show you your flaws to discourage you. It shows you your flaws to free you. When you see your weaknesses clearly, you finally gain the power to transform them. When you see your fears clearly, you finally gain the courage to confront them. When you see your patterns clearly, you finally gain the wisdom to break them. Midnight illuminates your path not by lighting the world, but by lighting your inner world. Think of every breakthrough moment in your life. It did not come when things were easy. It came after a confrontation with truth, an emotional truth, a personal truth, a spiritual truth. Midnight is the time when these truths rise to the surface, and most people run from that rise. But the warriors, the disciplined ones, the awakened ones, they stand still, they look, they breathe, they accept, and because they accept what the mirror reveals, they move into the next stage of their evolution. God does not send signs to unprepared hearts. When He says, midnight, He is aligning you with a moment that requires awareness, responsibility, clarity, and mental strength. Midnight tomorrow is not the time to break. It is the time to awaken. It is not the time to fear. It is the time to understand. It is not the time to panic. It is the time to reflect. Midnight gives you the gift of silence so that you can hear what your soul has tried to tell you for years. The mirror will show you your past. It will show you your present. And it will show you who you can become. But you must choose to look without resistance. You must allow the truth to guide you instead of your fears to blind you. Midnight is the hour where heaven watches how you respond to your own reflection. Will you shrink in fear, or will you rise in awareness? If you walk into midnight tomorrow with intention, pure, focused, disciplined intention, what you see in the mirror will not break you. It will rebuild you. It will prepare you. It will sharpen you. Midnight will become the moment where your old self dissolves and your new self begins to form. Midnight will become the threshold between who you were and who you are destined to be. Do not fear the mirror. Do not fear the darkness. Darkness is only frightening to those who do not carry light within themselves. But you, if you choose discipline, if you choose awareness, if you choose self-honesty, you become the light that midnight reflects. And when the world wakes up tomorrow, you will not be the same. Midnight will have shown you what daylight could never reveal. And that is why God said midnight, not for fear, not for confusion, but for revelation. Midnight tomorrow is your moment to face the truth, embrace the truth, and transform through the truth. People pray for a breakthrough, but very few prepare for it. They ask for signs, but they do not build the strength required to carry the weight of those signs. They want blessings, but they do not cultivate the discipline needed to protect and sustain those blessings. This is why the universe often delays what you think you are ready for, because your mind and your habits have not yet risen to the level of your desires. Before revelation comes discipline. Before the moment comes preparation. Before the change comes responsibility. And this is a truth that the undisciplined soul refuses to accept. When God says something will happen at midnight tomorrow, most people react emotionally. They panic, they wonder, they fear, they hope, but they do not prepare. They wait for midnight as if it is the moment that will transform them. But the truth is different. Midnight does not transform you. Your preparation before midnight does. The event does not define you. Your readiness defines you. A sign does not elevate you. Your discipline elevates you. The mind wants miracles without effort, answers without reflection, results without consistency. But life is not built on wishes. It is built on discipline. The world is full of people who dream, who desire, who pray, who hope, but only a few understand that discipline is the doorway to every form of revelation. Revelation is never random. It is the result of internal alignment. It arrives when your mind, your energy, your habits, and your intentions reach a state where they can receive truth without collapsing under its weight. Think about a seed. It carries immense potential. But no matter how perfect the seed is, it cannot grow until the soil is prepared. If the soil is rocky, the seed dies. If the soil is dry, the seed starves. If the soil is shallow, the seed cannot build roots. The quality of the soil, not the seed, determines the outcome. You are the soil. The sign, the miracle, the message, the destiny is the seed. If your inner world is undisciplined, unfocused, chaotic, fearful, distracted, or unstable, the seed cannot take root. This is why discipline must come before revelation. Not because revelation is cruel or selective, but because it must land on ground solid enough to grow. Discipline is not punishment, it is preparation. It shapes the container that will hold the blessing. It strengthens the mind so you can carry what you asked for. It sharpens your awareness so you can interpret what is being revealed. Without discipline, even divine signs become confusing. Without discipline, even opportunities become overwhelming. Without discipline, even blessings become burdens. Humans often misunderstand discipline. They think it means restricting yourself, limiting yourself, forcing yourself into routines. But true discipline is freedom. It is the freedom from being controlled by your impulses, by your fears, by your environment, by your emotions. Discipline frees you from the chaos of your own mind. It frees you from inconsistency. It frees you from weakness disguised as comfort. Discipline is the mastery of self, and without mastery of self, you cannot master anything else. Shi Heng Yi teaches that preparation is not something you do once, it is something you become. You shape your mind through repetition. You strengthen your spirit through struggle. You sharpen your awareness through silence. Discipline becomes your foundation, not for the world to see, but for you to rely on when the world becomes unpredictable. Midnight tomorrow is not a moment you should wait for. It is a moment you should prepare for with every breath today. If tomorrow at midnight something significant will happen, what should you do today? You should align yourself. You should clarify your intention. You should calm your mind. You should strengthen your focus. You should let go of everything that weakens the quality of your inner world. Fear, doubt, procrastination, laziness, distraction. Preparation is not about doing more. It is about removing what does not serve your purpose. Imagine two people waiting for the same moment. The first one spends the day worrying, overthinking, fearing, imagining scenarios, doubting themselves, losing control of their energy. By the time midnight arrives, they are mentally exhausted, emotionally unstable, spiritually confused. They cannot understand the message. They cannot interpret the moment. They cannot handle the weight of what is happening. Their lack of discipline makes them blind to revelation. The second person spends the day in preparation. They slow their breathing. They clear their thoughts. They center their mind. They reflect on their intentions. They sharpen their awareness. By the time midnight comes, they are not confused. They are ready. They do not fear the moment. They meet it. They do not collapse under the weight of it. They rise into it. God does not change the moment. The moment reveals the difference between the undisciplined and the disciplined. Discipline is the shield that protects your mind from panic. Discipline is the sword that cuts through confusion. Discipline is the anchor that stabilizes your emotions when energy intensifies. When revelation comes, it does not arrive gently. It arrives with power. It shakes you. It shifts you. It demands attention. Without discipline, people misinterpret these shifts as threats. But those with disciplined minds understand that revelation feels uncomfortable because it breaks the boundaries of your previous understanding. Preparation is not physical. It is deeply internal. It is not about cleaning your room, organizing your schedule, or adjusting your environment, although these may help. Preparation is about cleaning your mind, organizing your thoughts, and adjusting your inner state. The disciplined person approaches midnight with a calm heart, not because they know what will happen, but because they trust their ability to handle whatever happens. There is a simple truth: a calm mind sees more than a chaotic mind. A focused mind hears more than a distracted mind. A disciplined mind understands more than an impulsive mind. Revelation requires clarity, and clarity requires discipline. You cannot receive a message if your mind is too noisy to hear it. You cannot understand a sign if your emotions distort it. You cannot rise into a moment if your habits keep dragging you down. The universe does not hide truth. Humans simply cannot see truth because they have not prepared themselves to perceive it. Revelation is everywhere, but only disciplined minds recognize it. Midnight tomorrow is not special because something mystical is happening. It is special because you are being given a chance to meet the moment with heightened awareness. But awareness must be trained. It must be strengthened. It must be disciplined. Training the mind is like training a muscle. It grows through resistance. You grow stronger by facing discomfort, not avoiding it. Most people avoid the very challenges that would prepare them for the moments they pray for. They avoid silence because silence forces them to confront their thoughts. They avoid discipline because discipline forces them to confront their weaknesses. They avoid self-reflection because reflection forces them to confront their truth. But the warriors of the mind understand that growth is only found in the spaces that make others uncomfortable. If you want revelation, you must earn the mental structure that can hold it. You must build routines that strengthen your focus. You must cultivate consistency. You must practice stillness. You must master your reactions. The undisciplined mind reacts to everything. The disciplined mind responds with intention. The undisciplined mind is controlled by emotion. The disciplined mind uses emotion wisely. The undisciplined mind is pulled by fear. The disciplined mind redirects fear into clarity. When midnight arrives, the world will not change for you. What will change is the way you perceive the world. If you have disciplined your mind enough to see differently, revelation is simply a shift in perception. A moment where something becomes obvious to you that was always hidden by your own inner chaos. Most people think they are waiting for a sign, but what they are truly waiting for is the courage and discipline to understand the sign that has been present all along. Preparation is a form of surrender, not surrendering to fear, but surrendering to responsibility. It is acknowledging that you play a role in your own transformation. It is accepting that divine timing requires human readiness. It is realizing that destiny is not a gift handed to you. It is a doorway you must walk through with strength. God does not send opportunities to unprepared minds, because unprepared minds turn opportunities into disasters. He does not reveal truth to unstable hearts, because unstable hearts distort truth. This is why discipline is the highest form of respect you can show toward your own destiny. It is the proof that you take your life seriously. It is the proof that you are ready for something greater. If midnight tomorrow is the moment, then today is your training. Every breath, every thought, every step must bring you into alignment. Your energy must shift. Your awareness must rise. Your inner world must quiet itself. Preparation is not dramatic. It is subtle, internal, silent, but it changes everything. The disciplined mind walks into midnight with strength. The undisciplined mind crawls into midnight with fear. You must choose which one you will be. The revelation is coming, but only discipline will allow you to receive it. Every transformation in life begins long before the world notices it. People see the change only when it appears externally, when success shows, when discipline shows, when clarity shows. But what they do not see is the vast, silent movement happening inside long before any visible result emerges. The truth is simple: nothing outside you shifts until something inside you shifts first. And this inner shift is the most powerful change a human being can experience. It is subtle, invisible, quiet, yet its impact echoes through your entire existence. Most people move through life believing that circumstances shape them, events shape them, people shape them, and time shapes them. But in reality, it is not the outside world that determines your direction. It is the state of your inner world. Two people can experience the same hardship, but only the one with an awakened inner state transforms it into power. Two people can receive the same opportunity, but only the one with inner readiness can convert it into growth. Two people can be given the same message, but only the one whose inner awareness is awake can understand its meaning. This is why inner shift is everything. When God says something will happen tomorrow at midnight, the purpose is not to make you watch the clock. It is to make you watch your inner condition. Midnight is simply the moment. The shift that prepares you for that moment must happen long before the clock strikes 12. The undisciplined person waits for the outer event. The awakened person shifts their inner world so deeply that the outer event becomes only a reflection of what they have already transformed internally. Your inner world is the lens through which you interpret life. If the lens is fogged with fear, everything looks threatening. If the lens is scratched with past trauma, everything looks painful. If the lens is clouded with doubt, everything looks uncertain. But when the lens becomes clear, when the inner world is purified, strengthened, disciplined, everything changes, even though the outside world remains the same. This is the sacred truth that many never understand. Life does not change when things around you shift. Life changes when things within you shift. The shift inside you is the moment when your perception becomes sharper than your fear. It is the moment when your awareness becomes stronger than your impulses. It is the moment when your purpose becomes louder than your distractions. It is a silent revolution where your mind stops reacting to every noise outside and begins responding from an inner clarity that cannot be shaken by external chaos. This is the shift God wants from you before midnight. A sign given to a person who has not shifted internally becomes confusion. But the same sign given to someone whose inner world is aligned becomes revelation. Inner transformation is subtle at first. It begins with a single uncomfortable truth you finally decide to face. It grows through the thoughts you begin questioning, the habits you begin observing, the emotions you begin understanding instead of running from. The shift happens when you stop blaming the external world and begin recognizing the power you hold within. It is the moment your awareness wakes up and says, "The world is not my enemy. My ignorance is. My fear is. My doubt is. My lack of discipline is." This inner honesty marks the birth of transformation. Transformation is never loud. It does not arrive with sparks or shouts. It grows like a seed beneath the soil. No one sees it at first, not even you. But something begins to change. A deeper calm appears where panic used to live. A stronger focus appears where distraction used to rule. A quiet confidence appears where insecurity once dictated your decisions. These shifts are internal, but they soon influence everything you do externally. Your decisions become clearer. Your behavior becomes intentional. Your energy becomes stable. You begin to move differently because you have begun to be different. When the inner world shifts, your relationship with time changes. You no longer rush because clarity removes urgency. You no longer fear delay because you understand alignment matters more than speed. You no longer cling to control because you trust the process unfolding within you. This inner shift creates a sense of spiritual maturity, a depth of presence that makes you aware of life in a way few people ever experience. This is the preparation God asks of you before the midnight moment arrives. Not physical readiness, but mental, emotional, spiritual readiness. Most people wait for the world to show them a sign before they decide to change. They wait for a crisis, a loss, a miracle, a message. But spiritually awakened beings do not wait. They enter the shift voluntarily. They understand that waiting for external signs is a form of delay. They understand that revelation only appears to those who prepare themselves internally. They understand that God does not speak to a confused mind with clarity. He speaks to a disciplined mind with precision. This is why the shift must happen inside first. The greatest battle you will ever face is not with the world. It is with your own patterns. Before anything external changes, you must confront your internal habits, the ones that hold you in cycles you ask God to save you from. Asking for change without changing your patterns is like asking for light while refusing to open your eyes. The inner shift is the moment your eyes begin to open. You start seeing your own role in your suffering. You start seeing the ways you sabotage yourself. You start seeing how your thoughts shape your reality. And with this awareness, you begin reclaiming your power. The inner shift is the collapse of old identities. The you that was shaped by fear begins to dissolve. The you that was shaped by doubt becomes weaker. The you that was shaped by trauma begins to loosen its grip. And as these layers fall away, a new sense of self begins to rise. Not a self created by the world, but a self awakened from within. This new self becomes more resilient, more observant, more grounded. It becomes connected to intuition, guided by clarity, fueled by purpose. This internal evolution prepares you for whatever midnight will bring. Midnight is not the cause of change. It is the checkpoint that reveals whether the inner shift has occurred. If you walk into midnight with the same fears, the same doubts, the same confusion, the moment may feel overwhelming. But if you walk into midnight with an awakened inner world, the moment becomes empowering. It becomes meaningful. It becomes a mirror reflecting the transformation you have already begun inside. Inner shifts require patience. The world teaches you to chase fast results, quick answers, immediate satisfaction. But internal evolution does not follow the timeline of the external world. It follows the timeline of your soul. It grows through reflection, repetition, and awareness. You cannot force it, but you can nurture it. You can create the conditions for it: silence, discipline, intention, self-honesty. These are the environments where inner transformation thrives. You must also understand that the shift inside is not always comfortable. Sometimes it feels like losing yourself before finding yourself. Sometimes it feels like emotional turbulence because your old patterns resist their own destruction. Sometimes you feel confusion not because you are lost, but because your mind is reorganizing itself. This discomfort is not a sign of failure, it is a sign of progress. The caterpillar does not become a butterfly without dissolving first. Your mind must dissolve outdated beliefs to create space for higher awareness. One of the most profound signs of an inner shift is the way you begin responding to life. Before the shift, you react, you panic, you overthink, you fight everything you cannot control. After the shift, you observe, you understand, you choose. You allow life to unfold without collapsing under pressure. Your internal stability strengthens your external reality. The more you shift inside, the less the outside world can destabilize you. This is spiritual strength, not the ability to control life, but the ability to remain centered regardless of what life presents. People spend years trying to fix the external world. They try to change others. They try to control circumstances. They try to escape situations. But the wise understand that the only true control you have is over your inner state. When your inner state shifts, your external life naturally reorganizes itself. Opportunities appear. Negative patterns break. People who do not align with your new energy fall away. Situations that belong to your growth begin to emerge. The inner shift rearranges your world without force. This is why God focuses on your inner condition before giving you a sign. A mind unprepared for truth will misinterpret it. A heart unprepared for responsibility will crumble under it. A soul unprepared for change will run from it. But a mind, heart, and soul that have shifted internally can receive revelation with clarity, strength, and understanding. Midnight becomes meaningful only when the inner world is ready to extract meaning from it. The inner shift is the foundation of destiny. Until it happens, you repeat cycles. After it happens, you rise into alignment. It is the silent transformation that turns chaos into clarity, fear into focus, doubt into discipline, confusion into insight. And this transformation does not require any external tools, just awareness. Awareness of your thoughts, awareness of your habits, awareness of your intentions. Awareness is the light that begins the shift. When you cultivate awareness, you begin to notice the subtle moments of choice, moments where you can repeat an old pattern or create a new one. These moments are the birthplace of transformation. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you shift. Every time you choose calm over panic, you shift. Every time you choose clarity over confusion, you shift. These small shifts accumulate until one day, a greater shift happens, a spiritual awakening that changes the entire trajectory of your life. And that greater shift is what prepares you for moments like midnight tomorrow. You are not meant to fear the moment. You are meant to grow into the version of yourself who can meet that moment with strength. A revelation is only overwhelming when the inner world is weak. But when the inner world has transformed, revelation becomes empowering. It becomes guidance. It becomes fuel. This is why the shift inside must come first. You cannot control the timing of midnight, but you can control the readiness of your inner world. The shift inside is the true miracle. Everything else is a reflection of it. When we speak of the alignment of awareness, we must understand that awareness is not something that appears suddenly. It is something that awakens when the inner self finally becomes ready to see what has been present all along. Many people move through life the same way they breathe, automatically, unconsciously, barely noticing the details that are shaping their destiny. But when God says that certain days are not normal, and when your eyes land on such a message exactly on the 5th, 6th, or 7th of December, it means that something has shifted within you. A door that was once locked has begun to open. A window that was fogged has begun to clear. Awareness is announcing itself, and it is asking you to step into a deeper level of your existence. Awareness is the first gate of transformation. Without it, nothing changes. And the truth is, awareness only rises when the soul is ready. Many people see signs but ignore them. Many feel nudges but dismiss them. Many hear whispers but choose the noise. But you, if you are reading this, if something inside you is responding, if your heart feels slightly more attentive than usual, then your awareness is aligning with the divine timing set for your life. This is not a coincidence. This is not a random scroll. This is not just another moment. This is your awareness reminding you that the universe is speaking, and you are finally in a state where you can truly hear. Awareness begins with noticing patterns, noticing emotions, noticing how you react to life, noticing where your energy rises and where it falls, noticing what drains you, what strengthens you, what calls you, and what warns you. Most people live in cycles they are unaware of. They repeat behaviors without understanding their consequences. They hold on to relationships without realizing the damage or the blessing they carry. They walk through each day without questioning why certain thoughts return, why certain experiences repeat, why certain doors stay closed, or why certain blessings feel delayed. Awareness is the moment you finally stop moving blindly and start looking with intention. On the 5th, 6th, and 7th of December, something rare happens. The energy of these days invites you to rise above your normal routine and to observe yourself from a higher point. It is as though life lifts you gently out of your habits and asks you to see the truth behind them. It is as though God touches your attention and says, "Look, don't just live, understand." And when that happens, you begin to feel a shift. You begin to sense that the way you've been living is not the way you are meant to continue. You begin to sense that the path you are walking is about to change direction. You begin to feel the difference between what is comfortable and what is necessary. Awareness, in its purest form, does not bring comfort. It brings clarity, and clarity is sometimes the beginning of discomfort because it shows you what you must confront, improve, heal, or release. When awareness aligns, you start recognizing the difference between noise and guidance. Noise makes you restless. Guidance makes you attentive. Noise pulls you outward. Guidance pulls you inward. Noise pushes you to react. Guidance teaches you to respond. These days are not normal because they invite you to separate these two forces. They invite you to recognize what you've allowed to influence you, what you've allowed to distract you, what you've allowed to weaken your focus. Awareness is like light entering a room that has been dim for years. At first, the light feels bright, almost uncomfortable, but soon it becomes the vision you were always meant to have. The alignment of awareness also means recognizing who you are becoming. You are not the same person you were last month, last year, or even yesterday. Every experience, every challenge, every moment of silence or confusion has been shaping you. Life does not transform you when you are prepared. It transforms you through the preparation. The struggles that made you question yourself were actually building your awareness. The setbacks that frustrated you were actually sharpening your perception. The disappointments that made you lose faith were actually guiding you back into a deeper faith, one that is not based on what you see but on what you feel within. When God marks certain days as special, it is because you have reached a level of inner maturity that allows you to receive what you were not ready to receive before. Awareness also means paying attention to your inner voice, the voice that speaks gently, honestly, without fear or ego. This voice has always been there, but it becomes louder during certain spiritual windows. The 5th, 6th, and 7th of December open such a window. On these days, your intuition sharpens. Your thoughts become more reflective. Your emotions become easier to understand. You begin to notice the truth behind situations, not just the surface. You begin to feel the intentions behind people, not just their words. You begin to understand what your soul has been whispering all this time. And you realize that awareness is not something you create, it is something you listen to. Awareness also gives you the courage to admit the truth to yourself. And this is one of the greatest steps a person can take. When you become aware, you can no longer hide behind excuses. You can no longer ignore the parts of your life that are blocking your growth. You can no longer act unaware of the habits that pull your energy down. Awareness exposes not to shame you, but to elevate you. When you finally see things as they are, you also begin to see yourself as you are, and as you could be. You begin to recognize your strengths, your patterns, and your potential. You begin to understand that the person you are becoming is far greater than the person you once settled for being. On these days, your awareness aligns with your destiny. You may not feel it dramatically. It may not come with fireworks or loud signs. It may be subtle, a moment of reflection, a sudden understanding, a shift in your mood, a new insight, or even a simple feeling that something important is happening inside you. But that subtle shift is the beginning of your transformation. Great changes rarely announce themselves loudly. They begin quietly in the space of awareness, in the stillness of your mind, in the decisions you begin to make with greater clarity. Awareness also teaches you responsibility. Once you see the truth, you must act on it. Once you recognize what needs to change, you must commit to that change. Once you understand what God is preparing you for, you must prepare yourself. These days are not normal because they are giving you the clarity to take responsibility for your next chapter. Every blessing requires preparation. Every opportunity requires readiness. Every breakthrough requires discipline. Awareness is the beginning of that discipline. It guides you toward what you must strengthen, what you must release, what you must protect, and what you must pursue. You may notice during these days that your emotions feel more meaningful, not heavier, but more truthful. You may feel a desire to clean your environment, organize your thoughts, fix unresolved situations, or distance yourself from anything that is not aligned with the direction you want to move toward. This is awareness cleansing your inner space. This is your spirit making room for new energy, new people, new growth, and new opportunities. Nothing new can enter a mind that is cluttered. Nothing divine can stay in a heart that is distracted. These days cleans, not by force, but by awakening your wisdom. Awareness also shows you the power of your decisions. Every decision you make shapes who you become. Awareness reminds you that your life is not controlled by fate alone. It is shaped by the choices you make when you are fully conscious. These days bring your choices into clearer focus. You begin to realize which decisions were made out of fear and which out of strength. You begin to see which paths were chosen out of habit and which out of purpose. And this clarity allows you to redirect yourself. Even a small shift in awareness can change the entire direction of your future. And perhaps one of the most profound aspects of awareness is that it reconnects you with yourself. Life often pulls you in many directions: expectations, responsibilities, noise, pressure, comparisons. In the midst of all this, you lose connection with the one person. You must remain aligned with yourself. Awareness brings you back. It reminds you of who you are beneath the roles, beneath the fears, beneath the doubts. It reminds you of what truly matters. It reminds you of your purpose, your values, your inner discipline. These days create a moment of reunion between you and your true self. When awareness aligns with divine timing, you are no longer moving blindly. You are moving consciously. You begin to walk with intention, with purpose, with depth. Every step becomes meaningful. Every moment becomes a lesson. Every challenge becomes a teacher. And every blessing becomes a responsibility. You stop living on autopilot and start living with presence. And presence is the beginning of power. If you are reading this during the 5th, 6th, or 7th of December, or if something within you feels awakened even outside these days, understand that your awareness is not returning by accident. It is returning because you are entering a phase where you must see more clearly than before. Your next chapter requires more focus. Your upcoming opportunities require more attention. Your spiritual growth requires more honesty. Awareness is the key that unlocks all of this. Remember this when God says, "Congratulations if you see this." It means that not everyone will. It means that awareness itself is a gift. It means that you are being guided, prepared, chosen to rise into a new level of understanding. These days are not normal because your awareness is no longer normal. It has expanded. It has awakened. It has aligned. And once awareness aligns, nothing in your life stays the same. The discipline of inner stillness is one of the most misunderstood forms of strength. People think stillness means doing nothing, staying quiet, or stepping away from the world. But true stillness is not the absence of movement, it is the presence of mastery. It is the state where your mind stops fighting itself, where your emotions stop dragging you into old patterns, and where your spirit stands firm like a mountain even when the winds of life change direction. And when God says these days are not normal, it is because the stillness available to you during this period is not ordinary. It is a stillness that carries wisdom, that carries clarity, and that carries the power to reshape your entire path. Stillness is a discipline because it requires strength to remain centered when the world tries to pull you outward. It requires courage to listen to your inner voice when loud opinions surround you. It requires maturity to pause instead of reacting. Most people react because reacting is easy. Pausing, reflecting, observing, these require inner training. Life will always present situations that push you toward quick responses: fear, anger, frustration, comparison, confusion. But inner stillness teaches you that the first response is often the least wise. The first reaction is often controlled by emotion rather than awareness. And these days, 5, 6, and 7th of December, invite you into a deeper level of self-mastery by helping you recognize the strength of stillness. When you become still, you begin to hear what was always there. Noise makes you miss blessings, but stillness reveals them. When life becomes loud, you may think you are losing your way, but sometimes God increases the noise so that you feel the necessity to seek silence. Silence is not an escape. Silence is a return to yourself, to your truth, to your inner grounding. In stillness, you understand what your mind has been running from. In stillness, you discover what your heart has been trying to say. In stillness, you find out what your spirit has been training for. And only in stillness can transformation begin. Inner stillness is the training of your thoughts, not controlling them aggressively, but guiding them gently. When your thoughts run in every direction, your energy runs with them. And where your energy goes, your life follows. Stillness teaches you that not every thought deserves attention. Not every worry deserves energy. Not every memory deserves revisiting. Not every fear deserves to become a decision. You begin to see your thoughts from a distance, not as commands, but as observations. You start to ask yourself, does this thought help me? Does it strengthen me? Is it aligned with the person I am becoming? And this simple shift changes everything. Inner stillness also allows you to understand your emotions without being controlled by them. When you are always moving, always reacting, always responding, you don't have the space to feel things properly. This is why many people feel overwhelmed. They carry emotions that were never processed, never understood, never expressed. Stillness gives you the chance to sit with your feelings without being swallowed by them. To understand why certain things hurt, why certain patterns repeat, why certain attachments remain. And in that understanding, you find peace. Not because the emotion disappears, but because you finally see it clearly. These days are not normal because they amplify your emotional clarity. You may notice your mind wants quiet. You may feel a desire to disconnect from noise, even temporarily. You may feel the pull to step back from chaos, from conflict, from unnecessary conversations. This is your spirit protecting itself. This is your intuition calling you home. Inner stillness teaches you to honor that call. It teaches you to trust that when your soul asks for silence, it is because something important is being prepared within you. Stillness is also the discipline of not forcing things. Many people exhaust themselves trying to push life into their own timing. They want answers now, results now, clarity now, change now. But stillness teaches you that not everything is meant to happen immediately. Some things require patience because patience strengthens your character. Some blessings take time because time shapes your mindset. Some doors remain closed because you are not yet the person who can walk through them with wisdom. Stillness teaches you to let life unfold, not out of laziness, but out of trust. Trust that what is meant for you will arrive when you are ready to receive it fully. Inner stillness also reveals the difference between movement and progress. Many people keep themselves busy so they don't have to face themselves. They fill their days with distractions, their minds with noise, and their lives with unnecessary tasks. But being busy is not the same as being productive. Stillness teaches you to pause, evaluate, and choose the right direction before taking the next step. It teaches you that true progress is measured not by speed, but by alignment. When your actions align with your purpose, even small steps lead to great transformations. And these days offer you the clarity to realign yourself with what truly matters. Stillness sharpens your intuition. Intuition is not a magical gift, it is the natural wisdom of a calm mind. When your mind is quiet, your inner voice becomes louder, not in volume, but in truth. You begin to feel what decision is right for you. You begin to sense which path leads to peace and which leads to regret. You begin to know when to step forward, when to slow down, and when to let go. Inner stillness gives you this sensitivity. It makes you perceptive, aware, and grounded. And God highlights these specific days because they open a spiritual space where your intuition becomes more accessible. Inner stillness is also the discipline of presence. Presence means being fully here, not stuck in the past, not anxious about the future, but grounded in this moment. Presence allows you to appreciate the progress you often overlook. Presence keeps you from missing opportunities that pass quietly. Presence keeps your spirit awake. When you are present, you see beauty you once rushed past. You hear wisdom you once ignored. You feel gratitude you once forgot. Presence brings light back into your life, not through dramatic change, but through quiet awareness. Stillness teaches you to respond to life, not just react to it. A reaction comes from old wounds. A response comes from inner leadership. When you cultivate stillness, you stop being controlled by fear, anger, insecurity, or impulsive emotions. You become the leader of your inner world. You begin responding with intention, with clarity, with maturity. And as your responses change, your life changes with them. Inner stillness gives you the authority to shape your future through conscious choices rather than unconscious habits. These days also teach you the importance of protecting your inner space. Just as you protect your home from intruders, you must protect your mind from negativity, your heart from unnecessary burdens, and your spirit from draining influences. Stillness helps you sense what weakens you. It reveals the conversations that leave your energy low, the habits that leave your mind cluttered, the environments that leave your spirit restless. And the moment you become aware of these, you gain the power to detach, to distance, to cleanse, and to heal. Inner stillness reconnects you with your purpose. The world might distract you, but silence reminds you. Purpose does not scream, it whispers. And in the noise of life, those whispers get lost. But during these days, you may notice the whisper becoming clearer. You may feel a sense of direction, even if the path is not fully visible. You may feel a calling to start something, end something, improve something, or return to something you abandoned. This is your inner compass awakening. And stillness gives you the clarity to follow it. Stillness also brings humility. It makes you realize that not everything depends on your effort alone. Life is a balance between action and surrender, between doing and allowing, between effort and faith. Inner stillness teaches you to hold this balance with grace. You work when it is time to work, and you step back when it is time to trust. You push when the moment requires strength, and you rest when the moment requires patience. This balance is the essence of spiritual growth. Most importantly, stillness brings peace, not a peace that avoids challenges, but a peace that faces them without fear. A peace that stands firm. A peace that says, I trust the timing, I trust the process, I trust the path. When God highlights certain days, it is because your spirit is ready for a new level of peace. A peace that you don't pursue through the world, but find within yourself. These days are not normal because they invite you into a deeper discipline of silence, presence, and inner mastery. They show you the strength of calmness, the wisdom of patience, and the power of listening. If you are feeling the pull towards stillness, honor it. If you feel quieter than usual, trust it. If you feel reflective, gentle, or introspective, embrace it. Your spirit is speaking. Your awareness is rising. Your inner self is preparing. Stillness is not weakness. Stillness is preparation. Stillness is strength. And once you master the discipline of inner stillness, you begin to move through life with a calm that cannot be shaken, a clarity that cannot be stolen, and a purpose that cannot be doubted. When we speak of the spirit being prepared, we must understand that preparation is not an event. It is a quiet, ongoing transformation happening beneath the surface of your daily life. Most people believe that breakthroughs appear suddenly, like lightning across a dark sky, but in reality, every breakthrough is born from a series of invisible internal shifts. The external moment may look sudden, but the spiritual preparation behind it is years in the making. And on the 5th, 6th, and 7th of December, this preparation becomes more noticeable because these days carry a different kind of energy. An energy that does not ask you to become something new, but to finally recognize what your spirit has secretly been training for. When God prepares your spirit, He does not do it through comfort. He does it through shaping, stretching, refining. Every challenge you faced in the past months was not meant to punish you. It was meant to strengthen you. Every unanswered question, every delay, every moment where you felt uncertain, every time you doubted yourself, every time you thought things were falling apart, they were actually being rearranged so you could rise stronger. The spirit grows not through ease, but through pressure. Pressure creates depth. Pressure reveals your hidden strength. Pressure teaches your spirit how to stand firm even when the outer circumstances shake. When these December days arrive, you may feel something shifting inside you even before anything changes around you. You may feel a deep sense of noticing your own resilience. You may feel emotions resurfacing, not to overwhelm you, but to cleanse you. You may suddenly understand your past decisions differently, seeing them not as mistakes, but as essential steps in your preparation. God prepares the spirit through insight, through reflection, through the quiet moments where your own strength surprises you. You may find yourself thinking, I didn't know I could handle that. But you did. And that realization is the beginning of your spiritual preparation becoming visible to you. Preparation does not always feel good, but it always creates growth. There were seasons where you were isolated not because you were forgotten, but because isolation was the environment your spirit needed to evolve. There were days when nothing made sense, not because you were lost, but because you were being guided without realizing it. Growth often begins in confusion. Clarity comes later. Sometimes God hides the purpose while strengthening the soul. Because if you saw the full picture before you were strong enough, you might doubt yourself or step back. So instead, He builds you quietly. He gives you strength you don't know you're gaining. He develops qualities like patience, discipline, discernment, and emotional maturity long before you understand why you need them. These December days are not normal, because they activate a deeper awareness of this preparation. You begin to feel ready for something even if you cannot name it yet. Something in you rises. Something in you aligns. Something in you says, I am not the same person I was before. And that feeling is real. It is your spirit recognizing its own evolution. Growth rarely announces itself loudly. It comes as a subtle certainty, an inner knowing, a feeling that your old patterns no longer fit who you are becoming. When God prepares your spirit, He doesn't just strengthen your emotions, He sharpens your perception. You begin to see people differently, not through judgment, but through truth. You begin to recognize intentions instead of being blinded by words. You begin to understand which connections are aligned with your future and which belonged only to your past. Your spirit starts sensing things before the mind understands them. You feel a pull towards certain paths. You feel distance forming from certain energies. You feel clarity emerging where confusion once lived. This is spiritual preparation. It is your soul learning how to guide your life more effectively than your fears ever could. During these days, you may find yourself remembering past difficulties in a more peaceful way. The memories that once caused pain now bring understanding. The moments that once felt heavy now look like turning points. That is how you know your spirit has grown, not because life became easier, but because you became stronger. You begin to see that every experience taught you something necessary for where you are going. The spirit rarely grows through comfort, but it always grows through experience. And you have lived experiences that shaped you into someone capable of carrying more wisdom, more responsibility, more purpose. Sometimes the spirit is prepared by removing what no longer belongs. Certain habits fall away. Certain attachments loosen. Certain desires shift. You no longer chase what you once chased. You no longer tolerate what you once accepted. You no longer settle for what you once thought was enough. This is a sign that your spirit is rising. When the inner self matures, the outer life must rearrange itself to match the new level. You may feel the urge to clean your environment, organize your thoughts, set clearer boundaries, or change old patterns. These are not random impulses. They are your spirit preparing space for what is coming. God prepares your spirit before He prepares your circumstances. Many people pray for a better life, but do not realize that the life they want requires a stronger spirit than the one they currently have. Blessings require stability. Opportunities require focus. Abundance requires discipline. You cannot receive what you are not prepared to hold. So God strengthens you quietly. He builds your resilience. He expands your patience. He teaches you endurance. He clears your heart. He sharpens your intuition. Everything you have been taught was for the season you are walking into now. These days feel different because your spirit is different. You may experience a shift in your energy. More grounded, more aware, more selective, more hopeful. Hope is not random. Hope appears when the spirit is ready to receive something new. You may also notice a sense of calm, even if things around you are still uncertain. This calm is spiritual maturity. This calm means you trust the process more than the timeline. You understand now that delays are not denials, that setbacks are not punishments, that silence is not abandonment. Silence is space. Space for growth, space for reflection, space for strength to develop. God prepares your spirit by placing you in situations where you must make choices rooted in wisdom rather than impulse. You begin to choose peace instead of chaos. You begin to choose growth instead of comfort. You begin to choose truth instead of illusion. Every wise choice is a sign that your spirit is rising into alignment. These days amplify this process, giving your inner voice more clarity, more power, more direction. You may find yourself saying no with more confidence and saying yes with more intention. You may find yourself prioritizing your well-being, your purpose, your boundaries, your spiritual alignment more naturally. When your spirit is being prepared, you also learn detachment, not from life, but from outcomes. You stop demanding that everything happens exactly the way you imagined. Instead, you remain open, adaptable, grounded. You trust that what is meant for you will not pass you. You trust that you do not need to force blessings. They arrive when both the spirit and the moment are ready. This trust is not weakness. It is spiritual strength. It means your inner stability is no longer controlled by external circumstances. Preparation also involves healing. Not the kind of healing where everything becomes soft and easy, but the kind where you finally stop fighting your own growth. Healing is the moment you understand that you deserved better all along. Healing is the moment you choose yourself without guilt. Healing is the moment you forgive, not because others deserve forgiveness, but because you deserve freedom. Healing strengthens the spirit in ways discipline alone cannot. On these days, healing becomes more accessible, not because the past changes, but because you change. Your spirit may feel as though it is waking up from a long sleep. Your thoughts may feel clearer. Your feelings may feel more honest. Your intuition may feel louder. This awakening is not accidental. It is preparation. It is alignment. It is God's way of bringing you into the version of yourself needed for your next level. You are not being prepared for the life you had. You are being prepared for the life you are stepping into. Everything you have gone through was necessary for your spirit to reach this level of readiness. And now, the preparation is beginning to reveal itself. You are ready in ways you do not fully realize. You are stronger than you think. You are wiser than you believe. You are more aligned than you know. These days are simply helping you recognize the truth that has been forming inside you for a long time. Your spirit is being prepared because something important is approaching. Something that requires depth. Something that requires clarity. Something that requires maturity and strength. And the beautiful part is this: you are not meeting this moment unprepared. You are meeting it with a spirit that has been shaped, refined, tested, and elevated through every experience of your life. This is why these days are not normal. Because you are not normal anymore. You have risen. You have evolved. You are prepared.